Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's July 14th, 2022. We're in the New Testament. We are in the book of Matthew, and we're going to read chapter 22, verse 15 to 46 today. All right. Matthew is getting ready to show us the end of Jesus' earthly ministry. And then tomorrow we're going to transition to Jesus fully accepting his role as the Messiah and passing judgment and working towards the crucifixion as the resurrection, where he accepts the saviorship. All right, so how did we end this earthly ministry? Well, we were talking about the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and we've seen how there was a confrontation, and we're at the point now where the Pharisees and the Sadducees think they finally figured out how they can catch Jesus and trap him. What do I mean? Well, they've each got a question in mind that they want to ask him as individual groups and then as a group together that they think is going to trap Jesus into either having to admit that they're right and he's wrong, or get Jesus to say something that they can take to the Romans and say, ooh, he's a subversive. Punish him. In all three cases, they ask Jesus the man the question and they get an answer straight out of God's mouth that just blows their arguments completely away. They see that they're wrong, they understand that they're wrong, they see the truth that they're wrong, and that's when they decide, I don't like being wrong, so we're going to kill them ourselves. So they reject the message completely here. So let's go ahead and we're going to read chapter 22 in Matthew, verse 15 to 46. Then the Pharisees went and plotted how to entangle him in his words, and they sent their disciples to him along with the Herodians, saying, Teacher, we know that you are true and teach the way of God truthfully, and you do not care about anyone's opinion, for you are not swayed by appearances. Tell us then what you think. Is it lawful to pay taxes to Caesar or not? But Jesus, aware of their malice, said, Why put me to the test, you hypocrites? Show me the coin for the tax. And they brought him a denarius. And Jesus said to them, Whose likeness and inscription is this? They said, Caesar's. Then he said to them, Therefore render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's. When they heard it, they marveled, and they left him and went away. The same day Sadducees came to him, who say that there is no resurrection, and they asked him a question, saying, Teacher, Moses said, if a man dies having no children, his brother must marry the widow and raise up offspring for his brother. Now, there were 7 brothers among us. The first married and died, having no offspring, left his wife to his brother. So to the second, and the third, down to the 7th. After them all the women died. In the resurrection, therefore, of the 7, whose wife will she be? For they all had her. But Jesus answered them, You are wrong, because you know neither the Scriptures nor the power of God. For the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are like angels in heaven. And as for the resurrection of the dead, have you not read what was said to you by God? I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is not God of the dead, but of the living. And when the crowd heard it, they were astonished at his teaching. But when the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together. And one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question to test him. Teacher, which is the great commandment in the law? And he said to him, You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these 2 commandments depend all the law and the prophets. Now while the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them a question, saying, What do you think about the Christ? Whose son is he? They said to him, The son of David. He said to them, How is it then that David, in the Spirit, calls him Lord, saying, The Lord said to my Lord, Sit at my right hand until I put your enemies under your feet? If then David calls him Lord, how is he his son? And no one was able to answer him a word, nor from that day did anyone dare to ask him any more questions. May God bless the reading of his word. May God bless you. Bye.